there, you bunch of 12-year-old Dutch girls. I probably should have made a video like more frequently, but I'm like, I could probably never be a successful like streamer or anything, because I'll go through phases where it's like, oh man, all I want to do is record, and then like, oh man, for 2 weeks, all I want to do is not record. So I feel like recording today. So lucky you guys. That's what you get. I am currently just on the west end of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which, as I'm sure you can see, looks just startlingly like just about every other fucking city. It is 9 o'clock p.m. local time, and it's still busy because it's Toronto. For anyone that would be excited to see the CN Tower or something, that's way behind me. I'm technically Mississauga already, which, for the uninitiated, is like a lot of cities have smaller towns that are within the greater city area. Like usually LA is the easiest one for me. Like there's Ontario, California, Sentinel is nowhere. I can't remember. Ontario, California is a good one, right? It's its own town, or like Summit, Illinois, or Franklin Park, Illinois. But they're all like within the greater, like Franklin Park and Summit are both within like the greater Chicago area. So like a local would say, no, we're not Chicago, this is Franklin Park. Like everyone else would be like, this is Chicago. It's the same idea. Mississauga's on the west end of Toronto. For the uninitiated, this would just be part of Toronto. For everybody else, or at least everyone like that has lived in this area, it's Mississauga. I'm headed just fucking screaming down the road here at Canada's street legal 105, or 65 mile an hour for you people in fucking freedom units. I'm trying to get to a loop place before 10 o'clock, which may or may not happen. I lied a little bit when I said it's 9. It's 8:53. I want to get the loop place closes at 10. You have to excuse me. I think I'm allergic to, or I'm sensitive to dry air. So I notice, like, if I run my AC, which of course is starting to happen now because I'm fat and it's warm, then it gets the dry air from the air compressor actually like gives me a cough. That or every vehicle I've ever been in leaks Freon like a fucking sieve, and you know, I'm suffering mild effects, or the effects of mild Freon poisoning. You know, either one, I guess, you know, YOLO. So the loop place closes at 10. It's 6 to 9. It says I'm going to get there at 9:27, so I don't know if they're going to get me in for a loop job tonight or not. If they don't, I'm sure that they have room, I can park there for the night, and they open at 7 a.m. tomorrow, which will be before I can legally go anywhere. So if I'm getting there just a hair before 10, I'll technically not be able to go anywhere until 8 tomorrow. So if I get up first thing, pitter-patter into the lube shop, it should be good to go. I'm not huge on using my sleeping time to sit in the lube shop, nor am I huge on actually not driving to pretty much the U.S. border. But what do you do, right? There's not a whole lot I can do about it. I kind of initially wanted to get into the States, but I realized that there is nowhere to park in the States at this point, like at 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to try squirt my windows a bit and see if I can get the camera to focus, or if it's just, you know, something else. Otherwise, we're just going to try and tap it on things and see if it focuses on things outside the window. Excuse me, that looks better. So, the nice thing is my company has a yard around just shy of 60 miles from the border, so which is still a good solid 4 hours from here. So that's 4 hours of my drive already gone. So obviously I know I can park there. There's room to park there. We've got room for like 50 trucks or so, and we only have usually there's no more than like there's usually like 5 or 6 trailers in there at a time, but there's usually no more than 2 other friggin' trucks there at any one time. So one of them's there all the time because it's a guy that works out of that yard and does all the shunt work back and forth. There's one of our major customers that ships out of there is literally You go out the gate, make a right, and it's like 2 driveways up kind of thing. So they, we're really close to them. So all he does literally all day is load trailers. Loading trailers is easy. He backs into a bay and he shuts his truck off for usually 2 hours, average of 2 hours. So he owns his own truck, and his truck is bought and paid for. So he makes, I think they put him on a salary or something like that. So he makes very good money to do very little work. But he is, like most truck drivers will tell you, beginning to miss going on some long hauls. He doesn't, like he'll occasionally do the odd delivery, like into Toronto. So he gets an 8-hour, like a 10-hour day, but he's 4 hours there, unload, 4 hours back, and then, fuck around with some trailers again. So he's not doing any, like, legitimate, trips. And he, like literally everybody else in my company, wants to go to Henderson or Nevada, which is, again, it's like the southern suburb of Las Vegas, which apparently we don't have any for a while. They've slowed down on the Hendersons to the point where they basically had to stop. So now we've got Casa Grande, Arizona, which I got to try to get myself onto, because apparently somebody higher up in the office has been kind of like mentioning me and saying, hey, like, he deserves to go out west now. It's about time he gets a westerly trip, including in addition to me telling dispatch, hey, give me a westerly trip. So, excuse me. With that being said, I would like to go on a westerly trip. Arizona is lovely this time of year. The drive down there is fairly straightforward. I gotta pass through fucking Tornado Alley, I guess, and it's now prime tornado season. Well, we're still a little bit ahead of it. May, I think, is a big month. But that might be fun. I might see something cool. I've never seen a tornado in real life. I certainly don't want to be hit by one, but I would kind of like to, see a real live one from, a safe distance away. Whether or not I ever get the chance, I don't know. I've always kind of joked that, like, I'll never see a tornado, and then one will just kill me in my sleep. So it will just, never happen. But we'll find out, I guess. I'm on my way back to Columbus, Georgia, which I have covered in a previous group of films. Okay, what are you doing? Getting off the highway? Okay, fuck off. Don't fucking slow down in front of me. Columbus, Georgia. So down to Dixie Alley, if you're a tornado fan. That is also an area where there are there's an above average number of tornadoes in that patch of area, and it's from everything, the ocean air coming off of, like, North Carolina and South Carolina, like, in from the ocean, combined with the fact you're still getting air coming up from the Gulf. You just don't get anywhere near as much of the, like, cool, dry air from the Northwest that the Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas area gets, because they get literally, that's why, right? You've got, I think it's warm or cool, dry air from the Northwest, warm, moist air from the South, and then, like, what is it? Warm, dry air, or warm, I don't know. There's warm, dry air, cool, or warm, dry air, cool, dry air, and warm, wet air that mix together, and they each come from, the two oceans and then the Gulf of Mexico. And where they always end up intersecting is basically over Texas, which is why tornadoes tend to just fucking spew out of there all spring like it's their fucking job. But it also kind of does a similar thing in
truck driver, the Volvo you're hauling,
the Dixie
its
Alley.
side latch is open.
Uh-oh, somebody's side latch is open, boys. I do not have any side latches, so I know it's not me. Let's just talk on the truck with minor closed tonight. I'm looking at where mine would be hanging open in the wind mirror right now, so it's definitely not me. And there's no truck behind me or in front of me to say I'm behind him anyways. So, whatever. So where was I here? Yeah, so going down to Georgia, I like some of the other places. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this place. The people are good there. They're very friendly. They're very easy to work with. However, there's kind of like two little shitty caveats with the place. The first is that they don't have their own scale on site, which means that they want you to go to a nearby scale, which I think I've talked about this already. Go to a nearby scale, like a truck stop with a scale. The truck stop is like a glorified scrapyard. There are all the locals park their trucks there, but it's a very chaotic in terms of parking. It's usually very quiet in terms of actual moving truck traffic. But trucks are parked everywhere. Like, I still have yet to kind of glean the order of things from the parking spaces. Oh, this guy's going fucking slower. Snail's picking love. Okay, now he puts his fucking floormates on. Really? Holy shit. Let's go. Hurry up there, big shoots. I want to fucking get out of this way here. Thank you, buddy. You're a pal. Holy. Go on back, driver. Come on back. Where was I? Yeah, so you gotta go to the scale, and the scale, it's like I said, the truck stop itself isn't so bad, other than being like mildly frustrating, because you gotta go all the way around the outside perimeter of it, come all the way back up, and if you get down by the shop, there's people in cars just fucking ripping through there, and a lot of like locals and stuff that just, I don't know whether they're truck drivers or no truck drivers or what the deal is, but they just fucking hoon it through this fucking truck stop. Get up, way in, there are decent staff inside and all that. It's getting out that is the problem. The truck stop sits on a divided 2-lane highway that is a blind hill on both sides, and you must make a left, so you got to get across all the lanes of traffic. And then I think it's like a quarter mile down the road, not even, is the ramp you have to take to get onto the road to go back to the receiver, and that is of course on the right. So you have to, and the road is busy, like it's a very busy road, and it's one of those roads where, like, if traffic, it stayed tighter, you'd end up with wider gaps that you could fit, but because everyone kind of keeps almost like an even distance, there's always like, you're sitting there like, fuck, could I go? Fuck, I don't know. And it's too late. Okay, well, no, shit, another guy just popped over the hill. So it's always, there's always kind of consistent traffic. So eventually you just say, fuck it, boot out in front of the people coming at you from the left, and basically just take the left turn lane for the people coming at you from the right, and just kind of crowd them more or less until they get out of the way, which is, I don't like doing that, right? You're playing around with fire at that point, because you do it often enough, at some point you're going to hit somebody. The very last trip I had there, I guess a lady really wanted to use the exit up ahead. Rather than slow down, I guess she wanted to muscle me out of the right lane, and I'm already going into the right lane, and there she is next to me. Now she's on the grass because there's no shoulders on this fucking road. And, I was surprised. I was expecting, I was worried it was going to be, it's usually when somebody drives aggressively like that, it's some young fucking kid with a chip on his shoulder that's going to fucking, try to run me off the road and fucking beat me up or shoot me or some shit. But it was like a 70-year-old fucking little old lady that just fucking dove on the exit and took off. I was like, what the fuck? But even the grandmas drive that aggressively here, something's up. You gotta weigh in and out. Getting out is it's usually easier when you're empty, because you can take off a lot quicker, but when you're loaded, it's a pain in the fucking dick. I want to talk to them. I might see about seeing if they care if I go to a different scale on the way in. The downside is that I would be paying for that, because they have an arrangement with that scale. But, the receiver pays for the scale. Which again goes to say a lot about the receiver, because there's a few other places we go to that want us to scale, and they're like, no, we don't pay for that. That's your job. One place their scale broke down, and it was like, oh, yeah, you got to go up there and like 30 miles up the road, scale, and come back. And it's like, who's paying me for this? Well, nobody. Not us. Like, they pay me for the miles, but they don't pay me for the scale. Now, the scale is $13 in the U.S., but if you're going there all the time, it's like, hey, hold on now. Franklin Park, Illinois is another one we go to where they want you to scale in and out, and they want you to go to this little hole-in-the-wall shithole truck stop that I refuse to go through. But same thing, you're like, I'm on the hook for the scale ticket. So they're not, they're very not profitable loads. They're a good fill end of the week, but they're not a profitable load. So at least with this receiver, they pay for the scale ticket. And again, the staff there are very good. The other downside with them, which, as I've learned this month, is more of an upside than I thought, a lot of times you'll get there and they're not able to unload you. The last time I was down there, I believe I was to deliver on a Thursday, so I showed up Thursday at about 11 o'clock, almost noon. They came out and said, sorry man, we're not going to be able to unload you until tomorrow. They had not, obviously, because I'm carrying food grade chocolate, right? So, well, food grade chocolate, I don't know if there's a non-food grade chocolate out there, but you know, I'm delivering chocolate to this location. So, they have certain tanks in the building that you fill up with your trailer. Obviously, to make room for your load, they have to use up material that's in those tanks. And because there's several different types of material, like I always have gone down there with chocolate coating. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. It's like just a regular milk chocolate, kind of a thinner coating that goes. I can't remember if it goes on ice cream. I think it goes on, like, you know, it's a Hostess plant, so they're like the Little Debbie type snack cakes, like the chocolate snack rolls with like the thin chocolate on the outside that if you kind of squeeze the cake, it'll crack and break. It's that chocolate, right? So it's fairly thin, so it's, you know, but they also do, like Mark, one of our other drivers, he's going to be down there the day before me delivering white chocolate. And Mike, another one of our drivers, is going to be delivering, I think, the same load, the same as me. And they're both supposed to be there a day earlier. My load was pushed back. The last load I delivered down there was actually originally scheduled for Monday. They pushed it back to Thursday. I arrived Thursday. They could not offload me until Friday. So for a lot of truck drivers, and myself included for the longest time, that was a big problem. You know, there are plenty of guys out there who, you'll see it in a lot of trucking Facebook groups who are complaining about the wait. Oh, fuck, I'm stuck at the dock. You know, 6 hours I've been here because it's costing us as drivers money. I get $600 for the night to sit there. Granted, I might be able to make more money driving, but I'm also wasting more fuel driving. Because it was, you know, 30 degrees Celsius in Georgia, so fucking 85, something like that. You know, well, at least at night I didn't have to run the truck. I ran it a fair bit during the day for air conditioning because I'm fat. But at night, just crack all the windows open and, you know, I'm not running the truck anywhere near as much, both for heat or air conditioning. So, my fuel expenses are going down. Yeah, fuck this guy. Sorry, man. Oh, you're not getting on me that hard. I guess what this fucking guy is doing. I got my cruise set for 102, which is about 63. And this guy is doing like 62. So he's going just slow enough that, like, I'm gonna gain on him. But, like, if I want to get around him, you know, in any decent amount of time, I gotta speed up, which is fine. So they're pretty good there. There's food nearby. I will never order Domino's again. There's Domino's that delivers to there, but oh fuck. I waited 2 hours and 45 minutes for cold pizza. And they still charged me for it. And now, me being ridiculously hungry and because I have a truck, can't really go anywhere else, it's like, well, fuck it, I'm going to take it. Realistically, I should have put up a huge stake in demanding it for free. Right? I absolutely should have said, I want this for free. You get nothing. I didn't want to take it out on the delivery guy because, while it's not my problem, I guess he was the only poor fucking asshole running the delivery today. And Columbus, Georgia is not a small town. So while there's a couple other Domino's in the town, that one serves like a 10-mile radius. So it's a pretty big area. This time, like, if I gotta sit there, if I decide I want to go grab pizza, I'll drop the trailer for 20 minutes. There's a Little Caesars up the road. And I'm sure there's lots of people that are arguing that Little Caesars is shit, but I think it tastes okay, and it can get, pizza's already ready when I walk in there. Get myself a pepperoni, some crazy bread or whatever, and I'm fucking good to go. But they let you park there. You can park in a shady spot. It's quiet. It can get jammed up in there. Like the day I delivered, I'm offloading, and like it just, holy fuck. People just, like, all these trucks started pouring in after me, and they've got 3 different receptacles, but they're all in a position in such a way that it's only one truck can offload at any one time, because they've got a couple of docks back there as well. So you're running parallel to the building, and the building is an L shape. So you're running along you're sitting parallel to the long end of the L. The short end of the L is behind you. Well, that short end of the L has docks mounted up against it. So there are guys parked on your left, so now you're in kind of like a U shape. Well, obviously then nobody can get around you, like in beside you or anything, to offload their trailer. So it's one at a time. Now it's not first come, first served there. It's my appointment. I had a buddy of mine was just bitching today about, waiting in line and people trying to jump lines at steel plants and stuff. It's like, fuck that. If I ever have to fucking, not literally, but maybe literally, but figuratively fight somebody for the chance to load or unload, I leave. If you want your freight badly enough, you'll come out here and tell these guys that it's my turn to offload or it's my turn to load. If you don't, well, I guess I'll sit around and wait until you're, I'll go somewhere else and wait until you're ready for your freight. Now, doing this, I don't have to worry about that. It's always by appointment, and typically I'm one of one, if not maybe 2 trucks that show up. The place in Georgia is kind of a pickle. What the fuck? I didn't even realize traffic built up heavy the other way. I'm one of the place in Georgia. Again, it's a little bit different because they will receive several different types of chocolate. So they, as I was offloading when I started, I was the only truck there. Well, there were 2 guys that were there were guys backing into the docks next to me, which is totally okay. I'm tucked up against the building. Like there's, if they fuck up and hit me.
Sorry, driver, I can't help you. I don't know.
But the holy fuck, when did this fuck?
Something seems to happen here. Eastbound traffic starting to move good.
We're gonna fucking slow down westbound too.
Just be patient, driver. It's gonna get moving soon.
But fuck, might as well fucking shut up and listen to the CB now.
You've got to have to run all the way down to number 5 or the QEW there.
But where was I? So the okay, I've got enough of this done. Those guys are pretty good. If they hit me, they're fucked. So the guys, the door swingers are fine. They get into their fucking spots, no problem. But by the time I'm like 2/3 of the way done, 2 other tankers have arrived. One is another Royal guy, so I know he needs to fucking offload where I'm offloading. And the other guy was he had again different product, different company. But neither of them can get in there while I'm there. And one of the big problems they now had is their appointments. Or no, the other guy was okay. Sorry, the other Royal guy, he wasn't supposed to deliver for like 2 days. And he was actually taking a weekend off down there. It's for some fucking show, like a car show or something. He was coming down to see in Atlanta or some shit. So he was okay with sitting around. I thought he was going to be there to deliver. He just figured he expected it to be quiet like every other time we were there. So he figured, fuck, I can park my truck right where it was. He'll be fine for a couple of days. I think he still left it there. Like he moved it out of the way and kind of tucked it in the back. And, nobody bothered him. But the other guy had to sit there waiting for me to offload before he could get in there. The guy was nice about it. It's not like he's sitting there fucking stamping his feet. Because, again, what do you do? Like, I don't know how other carriers have things set up, how other tanker carriers have things set up. But with Royal, it doesn't matter what time I show up. If my appointment is for noon and I show up at 8 a.m., if they're not going to offload me till noon, I start billing them after 10 a.m. Right? They get 2 hours, and after that, I start billing them. And it's in the contract, they pay for it. Right? A lot of these places are, there's some places that are pretty tight on their scheduling, and other places that are really, really laid back. This place in Georgia is one of the laid back ones. Again, it's Wednesday, April 17th. the load delivers Saturday, April 20th, so on 420, yeehaw, fucking, blaze it or whatever you fucking kids do. So I've got 3 days to do 800 miles-ish worth of driving. So even, like I said, even if I don't get my truck looped today, and I get in there tomorrow morning, I got a shitload of time to get there. Like, I could get there for Friday afternoon, if not fucking Friday morning, if I really wanted to run all the time. No problem. But knowing this place, if I get there early, I'm going to sit until my delivery time anyways, because they just flat out won't have room for me. Like I said, this load has already been pushed back from Friday to Saturday. So, there's no point in getting excited. I may as well kind of have just a relaxing, enjoyable trip down there. I'll have to fight my own urge, because I'm the kind of person I want to cram everything in to the first half, and then totally relax the second half. Like I used to do it when I was working a factory job. There's one place I worked at, a couple, but this one in particular, where the supervisor didn't care how long he didn't care when I took my breaks. All he cared about, and because I clocked in and out of my breaks, it didn't really matter. All he cared about was that my total break time wasn't longer than 2 15.5 hours, so an hour, right? What we did for work was you were self-sufficient, so it was bags of just painted plastic pellets, different colors of plastic pellets. So they had to, heat up or go through the paint machine or whatever. So you load them in, they'd mix it up, and then it would dump it into bags. So you take the bags, close them up, stack them on the skid, and that was all you did all day. So you're loading, supervising, and then offloading your own machine the whole day. So what that meant was I could take a break whenever, right? There was no, it's a finished product that I'm dealing with. So it's going on a skid, and I'm the one moving it to go in the warehouse. So it's not somebody else is not waiting on me to finish my part of the task, so that they can take over and do their thing. It's literally done. So what that meant was I would work from if my shift, I think it was 6 to 3 or something like that, because they still wanted you to work 8 hours. So you fucking had your lunch and your breaks, and it didn't count. I would work till 1, from 6 a.m. till noon or 1 o'clock, and then I would take an hour break. And the guy was totally fine with that. I was like, that works. As long as you're no more than an hour, I don't care what it is or how you space it out. Now, that is technically against whatever fucking code violations, but I wanted to do my breaks like that, so, it didn't matter to him. He was really laid back that way. It's the same thing with this. I would want to get there tomorrow night and have 2 fucking days off while I'm down there waiting for my delivery time, rather than just 200 miles today, 200 miles tomorrow, 200 miles Friday, or 300 miles a piece, I guess, and then get there and have no fucking problem. I would rather cram it all in the first day and a half, get there. Well, I won't get very far tonight, no matter what. But I would rather get there Friday morning and then have all day Friday and part of Saturday off. But that's not really the way it's got to be done, I suppose. If I could do that, but it means probably actually quite a bit of stress, right? Because you're rushing down there, and then you get, every fucking time, every bit of wasted time, I'm fucking cutting into my time off. So then you're artificially creating that stress for yourself again. Or if I just say, fuck it, I gotta take a leisurely cruise, drive however long I feel, fucking shut down when I feel like it. What it's gonna mean is every night I'm guaranteed a fucking parking spot at a truck stop, because I'll shut down at fucking 2. And just fucking, get up at 5 or 6 in the morning, fucking drive till 2 or 3, shut her down, maybe 4 if I feel like it, shut her down, take 12 hours off, get up, fucking drive a little more. You know, like it's a pretty, it's going to be a pretty jammy run. And like my company said, well, if you want, like we can get it loaded tomorrow instead. It's like, nah, fuck it, why put a rush on it? Like, you know, they would load tomorrow afternoon. Well, then I would have to fucking pound the miles down to get there. We're doing it this way. I can, you know, again, casually just cruise along and not worry about it so much. Oh fuck, that's not gonna be fucking good. I gotta fucking turn that off. I'll get fucking hit with shit. Copyright infringement and all that nonsense. I got my GPS running. Just now that I'm taking video, I should say I'm mildly distracted, but I'll probably miss my exit type of thing, so what the fuck is this shit? Why are you in the middle lane? Going this fucking slow. Buddy, you shouldn't be here. For fuck's sakes. This is a truck. I'm gonna cut a guy off. Well, not quite cut him off, I guess. I'm gaining on him, so he can go fucking eat a dick. This fucking highlight wants to. Oh, now he speeds up. Fuck off. Fucking highlight motor freight. Fucking. If Bison Trucking didn't already have the fucking title of Swift of the North, these fucking guys would. Fucking highlight. Yeah, so I just want to make sure it reminds me to get off of my exit, which I'm fairly close to, I think. So you get Cambridge, Guelph, and Ayr, and all that stuff. I gotta get off at Cedar Creek Road, zip on into the lube shop. Hopefully they can lube me up tonight. If they can't, then they'll lube me. I'll get them to lube me in the morning and sit here for the night. But I would rather get almost to the border. Again, I do this fucking guy, this fucking bumper lights. This is the new popular trend in Canada now. Is guys, you know, guys can't run their high beams everywhere, but there's no laws about like whatever you want to call it, posthumously mounted bumper lights or accessory lights. So what guys are doing, it's like the guys in the big pickups that will, I'm going to fucking put on a great big bunch of like a super LED fucking light bar, so when somebody behind me tailgates, I give them a fucking blast. They're legally allowed to do that, so is this fucking guy. So he's got like a super bright LED, like, you know, one of those LED strip lights in his bumper. So he runs those, so they're brighter and cast farther than high beams. But the Ontario government, and I think actually the US, like most of the North American government, has no classification for them. So you're legally allowed to run them, and you can see how bright they are on the back of that highlight truck. Like, they're a bright fucking light halogen, or white halogen light, or LED light. And they cast like a motherfucker. And, but they're allowed to do it. So there are a lot of guys that have taken to fucking smashing people's lights out at truck stops now because